Good afternoon. My name is Becky Cross, and I'm a student at the University of West Georgia. Today, I would like to introduce you to a new model of communication. But first, we need to define communication. So, what is communication? Communication can best be defined as the process of generating meaning by sending and receiving both verbal and nonverbal signs and symbols that are influenced by multiple contexts. There are 5 forms of communication. There's intrapersonal communication, which is singular. Maybe you're making a mental note about what it is you need to pick up from the grocery store. There's interpersonal communication. This is communication between a sender and a receiver. There's group communication. Maybe your board of directors coming together to discuss your 2020 calendar. There's public communication. This can be the mayor holding a State of the City address and inviting the audience to ask questions. And then there's mass communication. Mass communication is our TV news networks and our social medias. We're going to focus on the interpersonal communication. This is communication between people whose lives influence one another. It can be planned or unplanned. We spend more time in interpersonal communication than any other form of communication. It can build, maintain, and even end relationships. There are 3 models of communication: the transmission model, the interaction model, and the transaction model. We're going to focus on the interaction model. The interaction model portrays context as physical and psychological influences that enhance or impede our conversations. In the unintentional broadcast model, both the communicator and the receiver can send nonverbal cues. There's some science behind this. According to Professor David Myers, quoted in Joe Navarro's book, What Everybody is Saying, there's a part of the brain called the limbic system. And in the limbic system, the brain is where the action is. It is the part of the brain that reacts to the world around us, reflexively and instantaneously, in real time, and without thought. For that reason, it gives off a true response to information coming in from the environment. In the unintentional broadcast model, we send out nonverbal cues through body language. So what does body language look like? That could be a raised eyebrow, or maybe scratching of your forehead, or even twirling of your hair. There's oftentimes some gravity-defying behaviors as well. Maybe your team just won the Super Bowl and you jump and you startle everyone in the room. The unintentional broadcast model is a model of communication that is unintentional. The sender is not always aware of the messages that they are broadcasting through nonverbal cues and how that affects the receiver. The unintentional broadcast model is one of the most important models of communication because it can make or break a conversation.